Hey, loser. What? What are you up to right now? I've got college today. Why? Did something happen? College? What a waste of money. Get your butt home. Now. You don't have the brains for that to be worth a dime. You aren't good for much at all. Come straight home. Have you made plans for dinner yet? Do you know what you're making? Wait just a minute. I'm getting a transfer to a university. Have you forgotten? You're nothing but an unemployed leech. You're really going to talk that way about your own son? I know I didn't get into the program last time, but I'm studying to try again. I know in my heart I am going to make it this time. This time next year, I'll be a university student. You don't have to worry about me. You can say what you want. I really don't care. Your plans don't interest me at all. You don't have to take it that far. You and your plans aren't interesting to me at all. You're the failure of this family. It would have been better if we never had you. We should have just had Kenneth and stopped there. I know that Kenneth is your favorite. But I'm the one that is studying and trying to make something of myself. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care what you guys think of me anymore. I'm going to live my life and it's going to be a good one. I have plans for what I'm going to do with my life. I know who I am going to be. What? Who cares about that? I already know who you are. You're a failure that can't do anything and will never amount to anything ever. That's who you are. The least you could do is handle making dinner every night. At least you would be giving something back to this family. But you can't even seem to handle that much, can you? Why can't you support me even the tiniest bit? I'm studying hard. I know I can get a transfer to a good school. Is that so much to ask? You know, Kenneth is still just a junior in school. He has another year before he is going to be getting into college. Why do you guys put him first all the time? Why am I supposed to make his dinner and take care of him? I'm busy with school and studying. If you're going to keep whining and complaining, I'm going to yank you out of that community college. I'll make you quit. What? I'm paying for everything myself. Why would you even say such a thing? Am I not supposed to be able to rely on you for anything? You're my parents. I've been working part-time to pay for all my classes and tutors. It sucks that I failed the first time, but I did my best. That's why I'm working so hard to get in this time. I don't know what you are trying to get at, but it doesn't even matter at this point. There's nothing you could say to make me care. You're the worst. How do you even call yourself a parent? You're a loser! I don't even want to think of you as my kid. I meant what I said. I wish you weren't mine. I wish I just had Kenneth. Your father feels the exact same way as I do. Wow. Seriously? You're going to go there? You're a waste of space. You are a good-for-nothing louse. You aren't worth what it costs to feed you. You'll never amount to anything. Why don't you go ahead and move out? What? Is that really how you feel? That's exactly how I feel. This isn't just about you skipping out on your chores or not making dinner. You know that? You also keep talking back to me, and I won't have it. I don't need some back-talking piece of trash for a son. Why do you even exist? I wish you'd never been born. I don't even know what to say. I'm in shock. I didn't know there was a parent alive that would say that about their own son. You really do hate me? That much? Ha! I don't care enough about you to hate you. I've got Kenneth. He's always such a good boy. He's so smart. And he's always studying, too. You know the biggest difference between you two? He has a future. He's going to be someone I can be proud of. He's going to be a doctor. Just you wait and see. He's my bright and shining star. And you're just something in the way. If that's really how you feel, then I will move out as soon as I can. Can you wait for me to save up the money to get a place of my own? It won't take long. Just enough to get the deposit on an apartment. It should just take a couple of months. Not a chance. Really? I've already packed your bags for you. They'll be waiting by the door. If anything is left tomorrow morning, I am taking it to the dumpster. That's way too fast. I cleaned out your room. I'm turning it into a study for Kenneth. What are you saying? He already has a room. Isn't that enough? I've read it is better to study in a different place than where you sleep. It helps you focus. With you gone, he's going to be able to really concentrate and focus on his studies. I've decided that that's what's best for him. So you want to get your things and head out today, okay? This is truly the worst thing I have ever had happen to me. And you've done plenty of horrible things to me in the past. But this tops the list. I could never have imagined you doing this to me. What do you want me to say? You've already managed to fail at life. That's pretty amazing considering how young you are. That's enough. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'll come grab my things. I don't want to see your face, so we are going to go out for dinner tonight. Just grab your things and go. Don't be there when we get back. What are you doing? Where are you these days? Huh? Mother? Is that you? It's been years since I've heard from you, you ungrateful child. Huh? What are you talking about? You kicked me out. What do you want now? You're working these days, aren't you? I am, but what has that got to do with anything? If you're working, shouldn't you be sending some money back home to your parents? That's the proper thing to do. Where's the money? You haven't sent anything. What? What are you talking about? You kicked me out of the house. You haven't reached out to me a single time since either. And now you're asking me for money all of a sudden? Don't talk back to me. I've never bothered you about it before because, as dumb as you are, I just assumed you'd never be able to send much. But you need to give us what you can right now. Why are you asking me for money out of the blue like this? And honestly, why should I send it to you? You've never shown me an ounce of grace. I'm not really feeling like I owe it to you. How dare you talk to your mother like that? What is wrong with you? You really are a loser, aren't you? Your little brother is working hard to become a doctor, and you? What have you done with yourself? You aren't good for anything else, so at least send some money our way. I'm a doctor, Ma. Huh? You wanted to know what I did with myself? I became a doctor. You always told me how I would never amount to anything. how worthless I was. At least that gave me the strength to work hard. Not because you supported me, but in spite of you. I've been able to make a good living for myself all on my own. And I did it with absolutely no help from you. What are you talking about? You're a doctor now? You never had any interest in me, even from the time I was a child. You never paid any attention to me. You never asked me about my hopes or dreams. I'm sure there is plenty you don't know about me. I was studying to get into med school. I also always wanted to be a doctor. What? I know I told you all about it. I have my dreams, and I know I talked about them. But you never did anything but look down your nose or laugh at me. Huh. You told me you were planning on going to med school? You kicked me out of the house when I didn't get into school on the first try. I spent a really hard year studying, working, paying for everything all by myself and living on my own. But it was all worth it. For every hardship I had to deal with, I've become stronger. And life has only gotten better and better for me. You really are a doctor now? Yes. What about it? I'm still an intern, but that's just part of it. I finished school. I'm a doctor. And I'm happy. I can't believe this. Anyway, what about Kenneth? How is he? Huh? Was he able to go straight into med school? He ought to be graduating soon, shouldn't he? If he's 2 years behind me, that ought to be about right. Will he graduate this year? Then he would start his internships in the fall. Or summer, even. Not yet. Oh. He hasn't graduated yet? What's up with that? What year is he now? I told you not yet. What do you mean, not yet? He hasn't gotten into med school yet. It's expensive paying for him to not work and to have tutors all the time. I was thinking it would be helpful if you could send a little money to help pay for him. That's why I contacted you. He isn't done with university yet? What's going on? How many years has that been going on? I don't want to hear it. You know Kenneth. He's a delicate young man. He can't help it. He isn't like you. He needs a gentle hand. This year he just didn't feel ready for the MCATs. But I'm sure next year he will be ready to take them. So he isn't working. He's just going to university? That's what you need the money for? Well, he quit university after his first year. What? I think he prefers to study at home in his room. He's just always buying things off the internet. He's racked up some pretty serious credit card debt at this point. That's why I want you to send some money. It'll help out. Things? What kind of things is he buying? And what does that have to do with studying? You can't just study all the time. That isn't how life works. It's important to take a break and have some fun now and then too, you know. Let me get this straight. He sits on the internet and just buys things all day long. Stuff that has nothing to do with studying. And all these years he hasn't gotten a job or worked a single day either, has he? He just sits in his room in front of his computer. He's studying! Whatever you say. I am not going to be paying for that. You can go ahead and forget it. Why not? You said you're a doctor, didn't you? I can't believe Kenneth is struggling and you're the one that became a doctor. Who would have thought? You've been able to do what you want, so pay up. It's your turn to help him out. Send some money for Kenneth. Seriously? You must be joking. The only reason I was able to become a doctor is because I worked for it. I did it all on my own. Why am I supposed to pay the very people who kicked me out so that they can pay the bills of a freeloader who has no intention of ever going to school or becoming anything, much less a doctor? That isn't for you to worry about. Life is hard for poor Kenneth. And I'm telling you that that is his problem, not mine. Kenneth and you have looked down on me for my entire life. You kicked me out to make a special study room for him. And for what? Tell me, was it worth it? I don't have to sit here and listen to this. I'm your mother. You don't think you owe your parents anything? I don't feel like I owe you a cent. What's more, I don't want to ever hear from you again either. What are you saying? You haven't said a word to me in years. You never checked on me to see if I was okay. You never cared at all. Let's go back to that, shall we? You became a doctor. You can afford to help. Won't you? You really plan on just ignoring me and not paying anything. You've treated me like crap my entire life. You've never helped me, even half as much as you have Kenneth. It's never been fair with you. Honestly, you're the one that owes me, if anything. I ought to have taken you to claims court for it. Claims court? You practically abandoned me since I was a small child. The minute Kenneth was born, you dedicated all your love, time, and even money to him. You gave me little to nothing. And when I really needed support, when I was at my poorest, working hard to get into university and had nothing to my name, you threw me out on the streets. Don't you think it is a bit ridiculous that now you are here asking me for money? After everything you have done to me. We don't have any money right now. Not at all. That's why I reached out to you, Tyler. Oh, so you do remember my name. Ha! I don't know when the last time you used it was. This might sound bad, but I don't want to hear from you again. Never call me, never text me. Why not? You had forgotten I existed. I had put the past behind me too. I'm going to block you. I don't want you to try to contact me anymore. You're lying, right? You wouldn't just throw away your mother, would you? Who threw who away first? Good luck on that perfect life you always dreamed of. Enjoy living with a shut-in that spends all your money on junk. Don't try to contact me again. Lauren tried contacting her son over and over again. She tried reaching out to Tyler through email, texts, even social media. He blocked her contact and never returned any of her messages. Kenneth continued on the same path. He never did try to tackle the MCATs. He spends all his time locked away in his room. He even takes his meals alone in his room. He isn't doing a lot of studying, but he still does a good bit of shopping. His parents are busy trying to pay for everything he buys. Tyler finished his internship and started working at a university hospital. He loves his job and makes an excellent living. He met a wonderful woman, and they married before long. They've started a family and are very happy. He is living the life he always dreamed he would. No thanks to his parents.